Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and this is our next YouTube class. We are on YouTube number 137, and yes, this is the YouTube where I release my next collection of simply defined dies and stamps by me, Scrapbooking Made Simple. My designs, my thoughts, what I hope you like, and at a price point that I hope is affordable for everybody. The name of the collection is Growing Up Girl. Now, I don't have any girls, I only have boys, so there's not a lot of frilly and pink in my house at all, which is why when you see me at Disneyland, if you follow me on Facebook, I'm always in a tiara because frankly, it's about as girly as I'm allowed to get in the house. Any reason for bling, right? So the collection I have for you today is called Growing Up Girl, but it is a collection that I really tried to make sophisticated. I wanted it to be something that you could use for a little girl, but I'm a big girl, I'm a grown-up girl, and I wanted to be able to use it for grown-up girls too. So it's damask and it's pretty, and I hope you like it. And we're not even gonna get to it for a few minutes because I've got some other things to show you. It's so exciting. I'm so excited. You should know that I am called Skeptic Stacey by several manufacturers. Skeptic Stacey, because I need to see it to believe it. We get lots of, inquiries, people saying, oh, I've got the best this or I've got the best that, and you should sell it in your store. But I am super picky. It has to do what it says it's going to do all the time. And if it doesn't, then I get disappointed and I get upset, because if I get frustrated, you're going to get frustrated. And so I am nicknamed Skeptic Stacey because I'm like, show me. Don't tell me about it, show me. And so so one of the products I have for you today, I've been playing with for, gosh, I want to say the past 2 hours, and I played with it so long that the sun is going down. It is already 4:30 here in sunny California time, and usually I do my YouTubes in the morning when I'm woohoo. But I started to play with it and it was like, okay, well, this is pretty rock star stuff. So I have a new product to show you. It is not my product. It is not a simply defined product, but we have paired it up with my dies and stamps. But before I get there, before I even show you the simply defined collection, I'm going to be playing with Faber-Castell Pitt markers, the artist Pitt markers. So if you have those, you're going to want to pay attention. I'm going to be playing with Tim Holtz distress inks. So if you have those, you're going to be wanting to be paying attention. I'm going to be playing with gelatos from Faber-Castell. If you have gelatos, you're going to want to be paying attention. I'm going to be playing with brushables from Kuretake Zig. If you have those, you are going to want to stay tuned. I'm going to be playing with watercolor pencils, and I'm going to be playing with Memento, all before I even touch one of my simply defined dies and stamps, and that is okay, because I think what I have for you is going to ooh and awe you, and then when you use them in conjunction with the simply defined product, I think you're just gonna go, oh! So I do not have winner chicken dinner today. Today is Thursday. You will not be seeing this YouTube until Saturday. Sonia is off on Thursday, so we do not have a winner chicken dinner from our last YouTube, which was YouTube 136, which was where I showed off the latest collection of Simply Refined dies and stamps. And remember, it's the last set of ovals that we're going to be doing. In 2016, we're moving to a whole new shape. But I will post the winners in the description of this YouTube for YouTube number 136, and also all of you who have been playing along on Facebook to win an entire collection. You'll see your name in the description of the YouTube as well. And if you see your name from a Facebook winner, you have won the entire collection and all 6 sets that I have to show you today of Growing Up Girl by Simply Defined. I'm very excited. Okay, So, sorry about not having a winner chicken dinner. You're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer, or you can pause me and go back and look at the description and see if it's you. How do you claim your prizes if you are the lucky winner chicken dinners from the last YouTube or Facebook postings? You email us at winner, WINNER, at scrapbookingmadesimple.com. You give us your name, address, telephone number, tell us if you're a Facebook winner or a YouTube winner, and we will get your prizes out to you just as quickly as possible. How do you become a winner? So easy. You watch the entire YouTube. Yes, the entire YouTube. Leave me on play, it's okay. And then after you've watched, you post your comment. Or you can pause me and post a comment and come back. That's okay too, I'm good with that too. But YouTube looks at how many minutes are watched. And that's how I get my grade on how I'm doing. So I've got some exciting stuff to show you. I am gonna tilt on down, and I am gonna start actually with 2 samples that the SMS girls made. They have done the most amazing job. Kathy went outside her comfort zone. I really do believe she did. Elena went outside her comfort zone. These girls, Belinda, they're magnificent. So even if you don't want to listen to me and I fully get it, or you want to zoom forward, go to the end. Look at the samples. You will not be disappointed. The SMS design team is amazing. And then we have a few little things from Sizzix to show you too. Woohoo! Okay, I'm gonna tilt on down because I have got a ton to talk about. Are we ready? I guess we're ready. I was tilting down without saying bye. Holy smokes, artichokes. Okay. So this is one of the samples that I have for you today, and this is part of Growing Up Girl. This sample was made by SMS girl Sharon, and she used my damask background dye. So this background dye here, the gray, is one of the dyes that we have for you today, and so is the shoe. Now, of course, with many of my dyes, not only do you get the background dye, the silhouette dye, and the decorator dye, but you're also going to get a stamp that will go on top of it. And ooh, you'll see the whole collection when I get to it, and I've got the storyboards for you. But I wanted to bring out something Doris did. She used the exact same background dye, and she used the shoe. I want to show you the difference between the two. Here is Doris's card. Same exact product, and yes, that's my congratulations down there. Same exact product, totally different look. Amazing, isn't it? It's beautiful. Both of them did such a stellar job. I really wanted to show them off so you could see how by giving 2 different people the exact same things to play with, they are able to create and their personalities come out in their samples. And I really wanted you to see the difference between the 2 because they're beautiful both in their own right, but they are completely different, but exact same product. Exactly the same. All right, I'm gonna put those aside because we're not gonna play with those right now. This one was Doris's and this one is Sharon's. And I'm gonna start with something from Sizzix. And this is where Skeptic Stacey comes in. This is called paper leather. Now, I saw this product a long time ago. I saw it before it ever existed at Sizzix. I mean, when they were first starting to look at bringing it in, and we're talking about having some custom colors just for Scrapbooking Made Simple. But I was like, yeah, so what is it? It's just, what is it? Well, they call it paper leather, and it's thick. And, I don't know, it almost has kind of a waxy feel to it. And it's beautiful, but what do you do with it? Well, it turns out you do a lot with it, and I didn't realize exactly how much you do with it until the SMS girl started to play with it, and until Sizzix sent up some samples for me to look at, and I'm like, really? Wow, I have to give props where props are due. This is pretty rock star stuff. I'm gonna start by playing with it with some inks. That's where I'm gonna start. Does it die cut? Yes. Does it emboss? Yes. Does it score? Yes. Does it take paste? Yes. Does it take mists? Yes. It's like the everything kind of paper, and the best thing about it is what I have to show you. So when I'm done adding all my inks, because I want to see all the different things you can do. Now, I have from I have from Faber-Castell, I have their beautiful pit markers, their artist big brush pit markers. And these are an all-purpose marker. They are magnificent. First off, it's an India ink, which is different than any other ink that is out there on the market. It is not dye-based, it's not pigment-based, it's not chalk-based, it's not well, it does dry to permanent, but it is a India ink. What that means, this will go on fabric. Yes, pit markers from Faber-Castell, they will go on fabric. Now, pit markers when they're wet, meaning before they've dried, let you kind of move with them and blend them, but once they dry to permanent, and that's really a very nice feature. Can you stamp with them? Sure, you can ink up your stamps and stamp with them. There's tons of stuff to be done with them. I want to show you how they work on the paper leather. And does the paper leather come in more than one color? Oh, you bet it does, but let me start with just my marker here. So if I wanted to, I could just color straight on to my paper leather. Easy peasy. But I want to do more than that. I take my yellow, I'm going to take my paintbrush, a little bit of water, get myself a wet wipey because I've got red in there, and I'm going to then start moving with the water my pit marker. You will blend them, you can move them into each other, absolutely. A little bit of water and all of a sudden you are doing watercolor painting with your pit markers. Absolutely. They're magnificent. You want to add a little bit more color to it, you just add a little bit more of your marker. So the more water you add, the more it lifts the color off of the paper leather. But it's beautiful. It's so easy to do. And I could just add my water and blend, 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 blend. And I could make my own background. And that's using the pit pins. And many of you already have the pit pins from Faber-Castell. Many of you already own them. And if you do, why not use them? If you've got them, use them. I can color right on top and add a little water and blend it right in. I love that about these. And it gives you a beautiful watercolor effect. It's absolutely gorgeous. And if you've got them, use them. So that's with a marker, with a pit artist big brush marker, and I think we have them in 56 or 57 colors. What's nice about all the ones that, almost everything I'm going to show you, is that with the paper leather, if you add color, if you've got, let's say I just put some color down there, and I want to have shadow and shading, that's what the water does for you. If you add a little bit of water at the bottom, it's going to start lifting that color up. Add a little bit more water. I'm going to get it really wet at the bottom so you can see the difference. Add a little bit more water. It's acting as an eraser. So I want you to see the difference, where I've added no water to where I've added water. That's the same color marker, but the water is allowing me to lift the color, which means if I want it lighter on the bottom and then I want to shade it into the darker, I can do that. I have that option. I can shade it into that darker, so I have my highlights, my midtones, and my my shadow, all done with water. Highlight, midtone, dark, all done with water, and one pen. One pen. This paper leather acts like a watercolor paper, only it doesn't get all fuzzy, and and you can move everything, almost any kind of ink on it will move. I love how it goes from light to dark with just one color. That's all done, like I said, with the Faber-Castell, the big brush Pitt pens. Wonderful. It is an India ink. It will dry to permanent. They work great on fabric, so if you do anything with fabric, these are the markers for you. But let's say you have gelatos. All right, no big deal. Let's clean my brush. Let's pull my gelatos. These are the double scoops. We still have a couple sets of the double scoop. Big pack that was for $60 because double scoops are being discontinued, so when they're gone, they're gone. I'm gonna take my paintbrush. I put a little bit of water right on my paintbrush. I'm gonna take it straight to my gelato, and I'm gonna paint. Same thing, the color goes down beautifully. Can I put my gelato straight to my paper? You can, but it might leave a mark. It may leave a mark if you do that. I always recommend that if you're not sure, try. You can put the gelato straight to the paper and see if it leaves a mark. If it doesn't, great, but if it does, you want to do it on a piece of paper, a little swatch that you're not going to worry about. And look at that blend. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. And the color just layers right on top. A little bit of water, and you are blending. That's with gelatos. It's beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous with gelatos. Love, love, love. And the same holds true. The more water you use, it's going to act kind of like a color lifter. So if you use more water, you're going to have more of the color disappear to make a highlight, if that's what you're looking to do, or if you want really muted tones. It's entirely up to you. Water is the key, and if you want it darker, then you just add your color right back on top and bring it right back on down and mix it right back together. Can you see why I was playing for forever? Because I just couldn't get enough. I just had so much fun. So if you have gelatos, the paper leather will work with gelatos, absolutely. How about brushables? Do you have brushables? The two-sided pens from Zig Kuretake? We love these. You get two colors all in the same pen, and they're so reasonably priced. They really are. If you're on a budget and you want all 48 colors, you're only buying 24 pens. And yes, you can stamp with them, absolutely. Yes, you can blend with them, absolutely. Are they a Copic? No, but they're also, I want to say, $3 a pen or something like that, and you get both colors. Can you use them on the paper leather? Yes, absolutely. Take your red. I could just color straight on the paper leather. I don't have to blend it with anything if I don't want. But let's do my red and my yellow. I'm going to start with my yellow and take my yellow into my red. And poof, they're blended. How easy peasy is this? So many of you already have these markers. You may have them and forgot about them. Well, pull them out if you're going to be playing with the paper leather, because you really can't go wrong. Use what you have, and if you don't have any of this, then pick the one you think you're going to like to play. Look how far it blends out. I mean, it just goes and goes and goes. And if I want to add more, I can come back in and I can layer color on top of it, and it's still not going to get fuzzy. Look at how fab is that. I just love it. So can you imagine stamping on this and then going in and coloring? Yum, yum. Okay, so that's my brushables by Zig Kuretake. And like I said, it's the same thing. You could take and draw a leaf Sorry, my leaf is not the best. And if I wanted them dark on the top and light on the bottom, so let's pretend I stamped my leaf. I could just add my water and pull my color down and make my highlights, my midtones, my shadows, all by how much water I end up using. But it doesn't hurt your paper leather at all. Easy to do. So I'm just starting to blend the color out to give me what I want. Anybody can do this. This is easy. This is rock star. Now I have my colored pencils. Let's pull out my colored pencils. And these are inexpensive colored pencils. We sell them for $13.99. They're the essentials. They're beautiful colored watercolor pencils. They're watercolor pencils and they're gorgeous. There's 24 colors, and yes, you certainly can buy more colors. Absolutely. I don't know that you really need more colors, but you buy what makes you happy. You should have plenty in here to blend any colors you want to blend without any problem. So let's take the purple, and you could just use them as a pencil if you didn't want to watercolor them out. And you could use them as the yellow if you want to blend. I'm all about blending. I like mixing my colors, but you don't have to. You could just watercolor with one color. Add my water in there. Add my yellow, move my yellow into my purple. And done. I guess those are kind of pansy colors. Again, so what do you already own? Oh, I didn't even do the Tim Holtz Distress Inks. Tim. Let's just get it straight on there. Add a little bit of water. Tim's inks are meant to work with water, just like the watercolor pencils. So it's gonna move beautifully because it's meant to do this. And right on that paper leather, remember I told you it kind of had a waxy feel to it? Well, it allows you just to move things exactly where you want them to go. A little bit of water. I could have taken another color at Tim. I might even be able to take my pit brush, move that over here. Take that, get it a little wet. Oh yeah, and blend it right into my Tim. So if you have Tim and you have gelatos, or if you have gelatos and you have the pit brush markers, the big brush markers, almost anything will blend on this paper. But it's really not paper, it's this fiber that's got this unique feel to it. But I still haven't gotten to what makes it so totally unique. I'm just having fun coloring. I know, isn't that terrible? You add a little color there. You can make your backgrounds. I could add a little, see, I've got a little hole there. Put a little yellow in there. Add a little water. Move that yellow around. Can't you imagine stamping on this? Oh my gosh. Or making a beautiful mixed media project, or altered art, or making your own backgrounds, because it takes everybody's ink. It really does. And it doesn't get all fuzzy because it's thick, it's fibrous, and it has this beautiful waxy feel on top. Now, before I stamp on it, I am gonna let it dry. But what makes this paper so unique and so different, and why they call it, I guess, leather paper, is because it doesn't tear. It does not tear. You can keep trying, but it will not tear. That means when you're doing a mini album, or you're doing a box, or you're doing little party favors and you're doing them out of paper and you want them to last, Christmas ornaments, because it does not tear. Think about doing the bindings on your mini albums with this. Why? Because it does not tear, but it takes any ink you want it to take. Wahoo kachoo. And that's where Stacey Skeptic became a believer. Because I'm hard on products. I know everybody's money is hard earned, and I don't want something that isn't going to do what it's supposed to do and then you get disappointed. That makes me sad. So I really do try and test everything out and really work it in. And I mean, it just doesn't tear, but it die cuts, it embosses, absolutely, it scores. Oh my gosh. Now, I probably should let this dry for a little bit. I can feel that it's a little bit wet, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stamp on it because I want you to see what happens when you stamp on it. Now, I'm gonna be using, this is where Simply Defined comes in. Wahoo for Simply Defined. This is my new balloon set. And it's part of Growing Up Girl, and I know you're thinking, oh, but everybody has balloons. Well, that may be true, but they don't have my balloons. My balloons give you so many options that you may never need balloons again. We have given you 2 different shaped balloons. The dies are right here. So you get the background to the balloon, you get a decorator die to go on top of the balloon, 2 different shapes of balloons, and a little tail. But you also get 6 different stamps, 3 for each size balloon. So if you just wanted to cut the background of the balloon out and stamp on it, you have 3 different stamps for each size of balloon to choose from. And if you buy the I Want It All, it's only $10 for the dies and the stamps. You could make balloons in all the different patterns and not have them look the same. You could be coloring them different. There is so much in the balloon package. It's craziness, but I really wanted you to have value for your money. So I took one of my little balloons. I took the polka dotty one. I've got polka dot and damask and a flourish. I'm gonna go ahead, it's on my Tim Holtz grid block because those are the grid blocks I like. I'm gonna pull over my stamp mat, which is kinda dirty, but hey, we're crafters, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna ink up my stamp. So I'm gonna ink it right up with my Memento ink. And I like Memento ink for this because Memento ink stamps on this beautifully, absolutely beautifully. And I could stamp here, and then I could go, oh no, what did I do? I accidentally stamped twice. I dropped my stamp. I can't believe I did that. I just made this exactly the way I wanted on my beautiful new paper leather. Okay, no problem. Let's erase it. You're like, what? I can hear some of you already posting your comments, and Stacey said like, what? See how I dropped my stamp. And who hasn't done that, where you've stamped it and then you've picked it up and you've dropped your stamp? No problem, let's get the water out. Water. Not expensive water, not filtered water, not bottled water, water from the tap in California. I can start adding water to where I have accidentally dropped my stamp, and because my ink is not dry yet, I can pick it up and blend it out. But you're saying, but Stacey, then you're gonna lose all the color. Well, for a few minutes I will, because once I get all of this out, can you see how it's starting to come out? Now I've got it inside the balloon. I'm gonna go in there and I'm just gonna take my paintbrush with a little bit of water and I'm just gonna paint over that line. I'm just gonna get rid of that line so that you don't even see it. And when I have gotten rid of everything I've wanted to get rid of and I've erased it out, then all I have to do is come back with the ink that I used before and start laying it down again. And it will cover up my oopsies. And if I want a little more yellow, I think I use the pit, come back in here, add a little more yellow, add just a teeny bit of water so it moves, and it will start to cover up my mistake. What kind of happy day is that when you can erase and start over again without ruining everything you just did? So I have a white space in here. Take my paint, my Tim Holtz, dab it in there. I've got some white over here. Just dab it right into my distress ink, no problem. If I want to add a little bit of yellow, no problem. Move it around and get rid of your mistake. Wahoo for paper leather, absolutely. So I really like it for stamping, and again, it's still a little bit wet, but that didn't matter. I stamped right over the top of it. Didn't matter at all. I took my beautiful balloon stamp and stamped right over the top of it. Now I would absolutely lay my ink down before I stamp. You don't want to stamp and then try to go back and color, because of course water, it's going to help move that ink. How cute! Love, love, love. And then of course you can die cut. Now, let's see, let me do a really fast one. Let's use, oh, I don't know, I can't decide. Let's use some gelato maybe. I can't decide, there's too many choices. So let's get my gelato wet. And let's get it down there. See if I put it straight to it, if that'll help move it a little faster. I got some gelato going on. And let's see if I can get some of the purple in here and see if that'll blend in from my pit pen from Faber. And they're just blending beautifully into each other. Isn't that a happy day? Let me get a little more. I know I really shouldn't be this picky, should I? But I can't help myself. I love to color. Coloring's one of my most favorite things. There we go. Okay, I think that looks okay. We're gonna play with that for a little bit. So I could take my Stacey tape and put it onto the back. I will tell you, Stacey tape is one of the few things that actually will hold the paper leather. It does not hold so easily with liquid. So I'm just putting my Stacey tape right to the back. Tear that piece off because I'm not going to use it. Put it over here. So I've got Stacey tape. Now what's Stacey tape? It's my self-adhesive tape. It is stronger than Sukwang tape or Score tape. It's longer than Score tape and it's stronger than Elizabeth Crafts, although both of them are excellent tapes. I would highly recommend them. If you already have them, use them up. But mine's longer, stronger, and a little less money. And who can go wrong when you're spending a little less money? So let me go ahead and stamp again my balloon. Right on. There's my balloon. Now I'm going to die cut because I can. But you're saying, Stacey, you put Stacey tape on the back. That's right, I'm going to make it an instant sticker. An absolute instant sticker. So let's move this over to the side and let me peel off the die that I need, which is the large balloon background die. Again, you're going to get the whole set if you do the I Want It All for $10 a set. So there's 6 sets, and that makes it roughly, that makes it 60 bucks. I think we do it for $59.99 though. Now, if you don't want all 6 sets, totally understood. Then they're just $13.99, and that's still a whopping deal because you're getting all the dies and all the stamps. I am working on my magnetic platform from Sizzix. I'm working on my cut plate. I've got my paper leather down. I'm gonna line up my balloon die right around it. And then I'm gonna send it on through. I am not using my precision base plate. Why am I not using my precision base plate? Because I'm using an open die. This die, look at how easy, and it's done. Oh my gosh, how fun is that? This is a framelit die, which means it makes a frame, or it looks like a frame. It actually makes your solid piece, but it kind of looks like a frame. They call it a framelit versus something a little more intricate, like the actual inside of the balloon. Now I could do that too. I could cut that out and I could layer that on, and I bet this one would probably go through the without the precision base plate because it's kind of small. So let's take and cut. Let's take and cut this piece right here, just because it doesn't have a stamp on it. So I'm gonna just send that right on through. Again, my magnetic platform, my cut plate, my paper leather, and then my die, and then my do not cut plate. And I'm just gonna send it right on through my Big Shot machine. Now, if you don't have a magnetic platform, that's okay. You can do this with the multi-purpose platform that came with your machine. Keep all tabs closed to cut a wafer die. So there's my background of my balloon. There's my background. And then what if we just did a basic, just a basic color over the top of, and let's see if it goes through. So there's my decor die that matches it. And I'm gonna send it on through, and you know what, I think I'm gonna cut it down just in case I have to rotate it. Now think about all the boxes and all the things you make. Think about the cards that you send in the mail that have scoring and folding and all sorts of stuff that you could now do with the paper leather, and you would be sure that it's not going to rip or tear. Think about all those pop-up boxes and the explosion boxes that you do. Think about mini albums, or think about if you're a mixed media person who loves canvas. This can be your new canvas. Oh my gosh, again, mists and paints and inks and embossing folders, absolutely, and it scores and it stays, it no matter how many times you bend it back and forth where it's scored, it doesn't crack. I love it with my new dies. They make me so happy. Oh yeah, no problem. All my little bits and pieces are gonna come right out. Probably need my pokey tool. So here is the decorator piece to my balloon, and I can just lay that right on top. And ta-da! So cute. So the balloons, I mean, you can stamp on the balloons, you can die cut the balloons, and you've got 3 different stamps per balloon, and each balloon has their own decorator die. I think that for $10, or even the $13.99, even if you have to pay the $13.99, I think that is the deal of the century with how much you get. And look at how cute it is. And again, I use Stacey tape on the back. So that means it is ready to peel my Stacey tape right off. It's an immediate sticker. Ta-da! I should have done this piece in the Stacey tape too, because then I could have peeled that right off and stuck it right on down, and easy peasy gluing. And yes, it would cut with the Stacey tape, absolutely. Yummy! really yummy. I started, like I said, I started to play and I couldn't stop because the colors, they just drew me in. And if you've got pretty stamps or pretty dies and you want to use something that isn't going to tear, isn't going to come apart after it opens and closes a few times, you want something to stand the test of time, the paper leather is the way to go. Now, let's see. Let me grab one of my other little stamps. So this is the Flourish stamp that goes with the same. And this time I'm just gonna do, I'll just do a little bit of yellow and a little bit of pink right here. Well, I already did pink. I don't know. I guess I could use a little bit of red. And just use red. Let's say I just do red. And I could either color it all the way to what I want it to be and just keep adding color until it's the depth of color that I want. And I'm using a Zig Brushable, which has the 2 colors in one pen, a little bit of water, and move it around a little bit if I want it to have more of that watercolory, softer look to it, and blend all of those lines out. And just keep going down, 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 until it comes to the colors that I want it to be. And again, the more water I use, the more it's going to pick up color down here at the bottom. Where's my white bee? The more water I use down here at the bottom, the more it's going to make my highlights, my midtones, and my shadow. And if I want, I can add a little bit more color. If I want it darker at the top, add a little bit more color. There's really no wrong way to use this because all you have to do is add a little bit of water if you need to lighten it and a little bit more of the marker or gelato or ink pad if you want to darken it. Okay, I could sit here and do that forever. You probably don't want me to do that. So then I'm going to stamp it. Let's go ahead, and I have got my Pretty Flourish stamp. I'm going to ink that up with my Memento ink, which is our all-purpose everyday ink here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. It is a dye-based ink. It works on everything. If you are using alcohol-based markers like a Copic, a Spectrum Noir, a Chameleon, then you're going to want to use a Memento because it will not run. Oh, my stamp pad, that'd be a good thing. I'm using my Gush pad because I need that stamp to kind of gush down in and make a really pretty impression as opposed to stamping onto something hard. I'm not doing chest compressions on my stamp. I'm giving a nice push and then I'm gonna lift up. And there it is. So cute. And it's got the gradation of color because that was easy to do. And then I can take my background die wherever I put it. Boy, that's a good question. Somebody's gonna say, Stacey, you put it over here. Well, oh, there it is, found it. I'm gonna take my background die, bring my Big Shot machine right back over. Do we wanna make it with Stacey tape? Sure, why not? Let's just take a piece of Stacey tape. Now this is the 2.5 inch. We do everything from 1/8 of an inch all the way up to 6 inches. So 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch, 1 inch, 2 inch, 2.5 inch, 5 inch. So I'm gonna put it there. I'm gonna put my die, line it up. I'm on my magnetic platform, but if you are not using a magnetic platform, it's not a problem. The nice thing about a magnetic platform is because once you put it there, it doesn't move. Isn't that nice? Unless you have teeny tiny little dies, and then they like to jump to where the magnets are. So those you have to play with just a little bit. But if you don't have one, just use the multi-purpose platform that came with your machine. It does everything you're gonna need it to do. Keep all your tabs closed. Pop it out. And my balloon is done, and it's got highlight and midtones and and it's got the stamped image on it, and drum roll please, it's already a sticker. Ta-da! Do I wish paper leather was mine? Yeah, I do. Am I glad that at least it's Sizzix product? Yeah, I am. How cute is that? And then of course we give you the little string for your balloon. Absolutely, we give you the little string for the balloon. Super, super cute. And you get the die to go with the little string. So wherever I put my dies again. Oh, probably on the back side. There it is. There's the string for your balloon. It all comes in this set. How cute is that? So, Growing Up Girl is the new release from Simply Defined. Paper Leather is a new product from Sizzix. It absolutely has a purpose. There's a reason to have it. It's not just because it's new. Yeah, just because something's new doesn't mean you have to have it. I absolutely agree with that. But this has a purpose. It takes any kind of ink beautifully. I don't care if you've got the watercolor pencils, you can do this. If you've got the brushables, you can do this. If you've got gelatos, you can do this. If you've got distress inks, you can do this. Try the ink you have at home. I bet it will allow you to do this. And then on top of all of that, it doesn't tear. It just doesn't tear. So I am going to put this stuff aside right now because I have got the storyboards to show you for my product, and then I have got the most beautiful samples I think I've ever seen. I'm just gonna push this stuff kind of out of my way, put my lid on my ink. This is where Elena goes, oh my goodness gracious, because she comes in and helps me find everything when I just kind of throw stuff out of the way. All right, let's start with the storyboards first for Simply Defined. The first storyboard I want to show you is, well, there's the balloons. This is all out of one set. All, the frames, the decor dies, the stamps, this is all done, all of this out of the one set right there. Can you imagine? I mean, really, all the different beautiful stamps you get for the dies so that you can make different kinds of balloons all the time. They don't always have to look the same. And then we have my dress. Now with the dress, you not only get the stamp, but again, you get the background die, you get the decorator die, you get the stamp, you get little details if you want to embellish her dress out. And I know it's hard to see, but we even included the belt, just in case you wanted to do her belt a different color. I mean, that's important. It is. And then you're going to notice that there's some sentiments up here. Time to celebrate, surprise, and make a wish. You're going to want to pay attention to those sentiments because in one of the other dies, the next die I'm going to show you, all of these sentiments will fit into that die so that you can use that die as, well, let me show it to you. It's beautiful. But this is the dress. Comes with everything you see on the storyboard. $13.99 if you buy it open stock, or $10 if you buy it in the bundle. And again, it can be made young. You can do it really cutesy girly, or this is a beautiful invitation for a bridal shower, for a tea party. It can be a more sophisticated look because of the patterns that I picked that I like. So let me put those off to the side. I can hear Elena now. The next one is what we call the Hallmark die. And this gives you, Sharon did the most beautiful card with it, and I'll show it to you soon. But it gives you the frame, it gives you the inserts. You can make this frame, you can make this insert. You can layer all three of them together. Can you see the three different colors of glimmer sheet in there? You've got blue, you've got purple, and you've got pink, showing you how you can layer everything. This is done with the Simply Defined Reflections jewel tones, and it's gorgeous. And again, the congratulations, the make-a-wish, all the sentiments that come with the Growing Up Girl, all the stamps are going to fit right in here so that you can use this. That's an invitation right there with it just on the front and stamped. So this is the beautiful, and wait till you see what Kathy did with it. Oh my gosh, she used it on a layout. So this is the hallmark, and that's it right there. And it has the different pieces so you can mix and layer and even make your frames. Okay, so I'm gonna put that one right there. Then we have the cake. Cake and the shoe. I'll start with the shoe because the cake I went a little bit crazy on with the cake. So here's the shoe, and you've seen that, you saw that at the opening. So again, these sentiments will fit in that hallmark die I just showed you. Here's the shoe as a stamp, here's it stamped on the background, here's just the background. Yes, the little bow comes in the set. Here's the decor die on the background, so you've got glimmer sheets on top of reflections. Here's just the decor die, and here's the bow and the stamp for the bow. And you can put the bow on the back of the shoe, you can put the bow on the toe of the shoe. It really depends, or you don't have to use the bow at all. But all of that comes in, I think it's if the shoe fits is what I called it. Now the cake I went a little bit crazy on. The cake comes with the background, and this yellow is one solid piece. What allows you to separate the pieces is these pretty little fondant pieces, and that's what I call them, a fondant piece, that you can layer over the top to then separate the pieces. But I wanted stamps to go with the cake, and I wanted you to be able to do the tiers in any stamp that you wanted. So we didn't make the dots small for the top tier and the stripes medium for the medium tier and the damask large for the large tier. We made all three of them able to do any of the tiers. So if you wanted this cake in 3 different colors of stripe, you could do that. It will work. If you wanted this cake 2 layers and damask in 2 colors, you can do that. If you wanted 3 different colors of dots, you could do that. And then you can take your cute little fondant pieces and put them right over the top to separate those layers out. And then we gave you a bunch of little pieces to put on top. You have the cake stand, you have the decorator die if you don't want to stamp at all and you just want to do the cake with the decorator die. And again, you can use the fondant pieces. I went a little crazy with the cake, but I wanted to give you the most function you could possibly get for your $13.99 or your $10. It just gives you, I think that this is so value priced that if you need a cake, this should be the cake because you can do any kind of cake you want. Absolutely. We didn't make the stamps small, medium, and large. We made them all the same size so you can mix and match that cake any way you want. So there's the cake. It all comes in the package. Boy, this was a challenge, I have to say, getting this all done in this one package. It was a thought process on how we were going to make this happen, but by George, there it is. So the cake and the shoe. I'm going to put that over here. And last but not least, I wanted to do a background die, but I wanted it to have a damask feel, but I wanted you to have a lot of functionality to it as well. So I put a damask kind of emblem in the center, but I left it open for around it, which means that you can snip that out and use it just for the frame, or you can snip it out and make it a snowflake, or you can make it a flower, or you can snip the corners off and use the corners just as corners for your pictures on your layouts. This is different than this, but it all came from this one die. Everything you see here came from the one background die. Imagine putting 2 or 3 of these together to make a beautiful flower, all out of one die for $13.99 or $10. Really great. I love it. So it's my damask background, and by leaving that space there, it allows you to cut it out and just use it as a map for your pictures on your layout. It leaves you a perfect place to stamp celebrate or it's your day. It's a perfect place to put your shoe if you want to put your shoe or your dress. It's perfect. It all fits right in there. And then the corners, I love the corners. So, all right. Before I get to the samples, I also want to show you the paper leather from Sizzix. It comes in, for us, it comes in 2 sizes. They do make 12 by 12. We are not going to carry it. We do have it in the 6 by 6 sizes. And these are the assortment packs, which means you get 8 black, 8 brown, and 4 white. Or you get 8 of the light gray, 8 of the pink, and 4 white. And let me bring the colors over. So here's the white. Here's the gray. Here's the pink. That is one assortment. Or you can do the white, the tan, and the black in another assortment, either in the 6 by 6 size or the 8.5 by 11. So we've got all of that here for you. And again, stamp it, ink it, emboss it. Use it as the pages for your mini albums because it just doesn't tear, but it takes all of your mixed media products, all of your inks. Anybody can play with this because I bet you've got something at home that you can use to color with it and stamp and cut out and have the best time. So these are the 2 packages that we've got in. Yes, they'll be on a YouTube Yummy. I am not going to put all of the inks on a YouTube Yummy. That would be overwhelming for me. But I'm hoping that many of you already have a lot of either the watercolor pencils or the distress inks or the pit markers, or I'm hoping many of you already have that. Now I'm going to bring over the samples to show you because they truly are beautiful. And I did show you Doris, this one already. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's the shoe. She did a beautiful job. It's got the congratulations on the bottom that's been embossed. Here's the dress. Again, using the background stamp. She's glittered. She has used the most beautiful paper. She's embossed. What a lovely birthday card. And this is not, it can be cutesy if you wanted to use different colored papers, if you wanted it bright and happy, and this is sophisticated. This, a grown-up girl would love to have. Absolutely. Then she did the stand-up card, a little try card. I'm going to take the little bow off of it, and it stands up just like that, where you've got it accordioned to make the layers of where you can put the cake, you can put the shoe. She's got surprise. You've got the hallmark in the back. You've got the balloons. Look at all the different ways she did the balloons with the Reflections paper. This is all done with Reflections paper, my Reflections paper. Love it. And this is all done with Bedazzled paper. This is my Bedazzled paper, my shimmer. Do you see the shimmer and the sheen? And how fun would this be to stand on somebody's desk at work? What a wonderful birthday card. Love, love, love. And it says it's your day, and that is one of the stamps that comes with the set. So that is Doris. I'm gonna move to Sharon. And I did show you this card in the beginning. That's Sharon. Look at how elegant is this. This is using my Vintage Glam, and I'm very sorry we're sold out of it. It won't be back until July. But using my Vintage Glam on white. She used the silver Vintage Glam on white. Is that not gorgeous? You've got the balloons, you've got the dress. She did the belt in the silver. Love, love, love it. Then we've got the damask background. She did that out of glimmer sheets, the Simply Defined glimmer sheets. Love, love, love. It says surprise down there. The surprise has a die cut that will die cut the word out. And then I did show this one on Facebook because it was just so stunning. Again, it's done with my Vintage Glam. That's the hallmark die that I was telling you about. And she embossed the congratulations, and that's a stamp that comes with one of the sets, with I believe the shoe set. So that is Sharon. Then I'm going to move to Claire. Claire put together the cutest little note cards. You just slip the little ribbon off, And she's done them with the dress. And they're just little 4x4 note cards ready to give as a gift to somebody so that they can send a little note of something. Now here, she's stamped the damask pattern right on top of Vintage Glam. Very cute. What a sweet little gift to give to somebody as a thank you. Include the envelopes. We didn't include them here because you really didn't need to see envelopes, but include the envelopes and then they get to send them to somebody else as a thank you. That's always such a great gift. Then she took my balloons because she didn't get the memo that we were done with Christmas, and she made my balloons Christmas ornaments. She made my balloons Christmas ornaments. Again, using using my cardstock, my bedazzled cardstock, the Vintage Glam in there. So pretty. The background is done with bedazzled, and she did Merry Christmas, and she used the damask background, more of a snowflake. Then I showed this card also on Facebook. Now the stamp is a Funny Bones stamp, so it's not one of mine, but it just went perfectly. So she has stamped and embossed this one with a heat emboss. She's just stamped this one so there's a contrast in color. She has die cut the shoe out of black, and then she did the decor out of Vintage Glam. And then she matted it all. So cute. And again, a little more grown up. Could be cutesy if you wanted, but it doesn't have to be cutesy. And last but not least, she put together a beautiful little decorator piece. And it's just on cardboard, probably from the shipping room. And this can open and you can move this around, or you could put a picture of something you wanted there. But here would be my dress. Really great, isn't it? Isn't that awesome? Okay, so that's Claire. Now we're gonna go to Michelle. And Michelle put together a breast cancer survivor card. With the pink ribbon, and there is the hallmark. And just easy to do, just a very simple card, but so effective and so meaningful, absolutely. And then Michelle started to have fun with the paper leather, and she put together There's No Place Like Home. The rainbow has been done with watercolor paint and the paper leather. How amazing is that? Then she took and she used a mask and texture paste to get the yellow brick road. She used my shoe dye to do Dorothy's ruby red slippers and the reflections, my jewel reflections, to get the ruby red. And then I am almost positive that the little poppies are from one of my earlier sets. But there's No Place Like Home. All done on a inexpensive $1, $2 board. Super cute, but that is all done. That's painted right onto the paper leather. So cute, I love it. So that is Michelle. Then we're gonna move to, I guess we're gonna go to Kathy next. We're getting there. Kathy went, oh my gosh. Can you even believe this? It's like a tiara of shoes. It's just from the Dollar Tree. She took a plastic champagne glass and put it onto a plastic plate upside down. She put my glimmer sheet on the bottom, and then she die cut out the shoes the background is out of acetate, and then the decor die is out of Vintage Glam. How yummy is that? And then you can turn on your cute little light, and that is a centerpiece. If that's not a centerpiece for somebody's birthday party, I don't know what is. Whether it be a 16th birthday party, a 21st birthday party, a 29 again birthday party, it is just so cute. She really outdid herself. Love this. We're gonna put that one over there. And then I've got a few more from Kathy. She took the die, the damask background die, and did a gatefold card. And then when you open it, oh my gosh, this is so stunning. It's absolutely magnificent. All in a gatefold, easy to do. The dresses look beautiful. The hallmark looks beautiful. It is a beautiful sample, Kathy. You did an amazing job. I am so much in love with this. I just really, all the girls. This time, I don't know, everybody just had so many ideas. Here is Kathy's layout. And remember what I said, she took that hallmark die and used it on the corners of her layout. And she's got the dresses and the peekaboo opening. Is that not the sweetest thing ever? Is that not a beautiful layout? All from Kathy. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so next is Elena, and Elena only did one. But here it is. She took a find at the swamp meet. She actually built the back somehow out of cardboard and then covered it with vintage glam. And then she layered all the different dies inside to make the most beautiful centerpiece or decorator piece. This would look great in somebody's curio. And look, you've got the top. She used everything. You've got the shoe, you've got the cake, you've got the dress, you've got the balloons. She just used it all in a beautiful piece. If you are local, you have to come see the samples. Camera does not do them justice. Last but not least, we're gonna get to Belinda. And Belinda found a cute little present at the dollar store. She put my shoe on it. Chase your dreams in high heels, of course. And how cute is that? It opens in the bottom so you can put a little luminary in there. Really darling. This is Belinda. Let's see, what else do we have from Belinda? I'm gonna save this one to the last. Then we've got, hold on, then we've got Belinda's mixed media altered art project, where you've got the shoe and she's just layered colors and textures, and you've got the face in the center, and it's just beautiful. Belinda has an eye. She's able to see things so uniquely and so differently. And when the next one it landed on my desk this morning, I walked in and the next sample was on my desk, and I just went crazy. I hope it's not too big. I'm gonna have to tilt the camera up a little bit. Oh my gosh. She's got a little girl in my dress. And there's my shoe and a purse and a little mirror. And it's so beautiful. It's so amazing. And it's all on this pedestal. I look at my little dress with the little girl in it. I hope it comes through. I know it's going to be hard to see. But if you get a chance to come into the store, you have to come see some of this. They're just absolutely magnificent. Really, I love the purse. I don't even know where she found the purse, but it's frilly and pretty. And like I said, for somebody's birthday, this is an easy centerpiece to do for a wedding shower or a bachelorette party. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I want to show you quickly some of the samples that Ellison sent to me of the paper leather. So this is all done with paper leather. It was embossed, it was inked, it was all made out of the paper leather. And because it doesn't tear, this is going to stand the test of time. Look at how beautiful it is when you watercolor it. Stamp and watercolor it. And again, it scores, it folds, it holds together magnificently. And because it doesn't tear, you can do things like this. Now the flowers here were made out of the paper leather as well. Flowers here were then colored. Beautiful. And we have another little box Gosh, this is one of their older dies, and how much you want to bet now that it's super cute like this, they're going to bring it back. And they embossed it and inked it all out of the paper leather, and you don't have to worry about it tearing or falling apart. You can give it as a gift, and they can have it for forever, because it's not going to just pull apart. Super cute. Super cute. And then we have 2 magnificent samples of mini albums. Look at how they were put together with a dowel. Look at how, I think this one is Jill's, and look at how she put it together with a dowel. It's absolutely beautiful. I want to see which is the right way up. This is, okay, so I had it right the first time. She's inked it. She has used texture paste with stencils. And then this is her little cheat sheet book on what you can do with paper leather. All the punches and the coloring and the textures and the glitters. This is Jill's cheat sheet. I have to give this one back. In fact, I have to give it back today. So if you're coming to the shop, you don't get to see this one. All done. The pages are paper leather. The flowers are paper leather. Misting and that's probably perfect pearl or a mica of some sort on paper leather. Just gorgeous. So all the things Jill did on paper leather. Now imagine doing a book like this using Growing Up Girl for somebody, where you've got all the frilly and the pretty and the cake and the dress and the shoe, and making somebody just a very simple little mini album that is bound together with a dowel. And then this one as well was done all with paper leather, and all the things you can do with paper leather. Your tags, your stenciling, just all the different projects that were done using the paper leather. The collaging. How fun would this be? The beautiful, beautiful feathers. And again, the pages, look at that. Embossed and inked. Is that yummy? All with paper leather. So, where are you? I don't even know which one to bring back. Oh, Yvette! Holy smokes, artichokes! I almost forgot Yvette. Yvette, don't kill me. Yvette made the box out of paper leather. It's done out of the gray paper leather. And no matter how often you fold it, it doesn't crack, and it's not going to come apart. She made the entire box out of the paper leather and then used the bedazzled paper to decorate, and all of my dies. And of course, if you fold it, you can mail it. And again, because it's made from that paper leather, it's going to stand the test of time. Somebody can have this forever. And it's got the dress and the balloons and I don't know if she's got lots of balloons in here. And she's got the Make-A-Wish sentiment. Super cute. She's got vintage glam in here. Sorry, again, it's out of stock until January. I apologize. All done with the gray paper leather as her base. So cute. And then her last card was done with my glimmer sheets and the background and the dress. Beautiful, isn't it? That's Yvette. So, where are you gonna find all of this? I know that was a lot, but you had to see how the paper leather can be utilized. I love my dies. My dies are important, and I hope you love my dies, but I love the paper leather too. And it gives you such options when putting things together, because you don't have to worry about it. I don't even know where I've got a piece of it, but you don't have to worry about it tearing. But it die cuts beautifully with my Simply Defined and Simply Refined dies. Trust me, it die cuts beautifully, even with Stacey tape on the back. Yes. Oh, yes. Where are you going to get all of this great stuff? Easy. Scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Scrapbookingmadesimple.com. It's all going to be on a YouTube. Well, it'll be in the YouTube Yummy category. The paper leather will be on sale. But of course, the Simply Defined and Simply Refined products are already at the lowest possible price that I can get them. $10 for a set of dies and stamps. I can't go any lower than that when you buy the I Want It Alls. So that is where you're going to find it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. I hope you give paper leather a try. I think you're going to like how versatile it is. And again, I didn't even show you with an embossing folder. You run it through an embossing folder with some ink, and it's a beautiful moment. So this is me, Stacey, Scrapbooking Made Simple. I will see you next time. And congratulations to the winner chicken dinners, whoever you are. Bye.